Hey everyone, welcome back to the Practical Oiler Podcast, episode 5. It's summer, and we're going to talk about something that everyone needs during the summer, and that's bug spray. So let's go. All right, everyone, welcome back. We are talking about bug spray today. So it's summertime, and everyone knows what summer brings, and that's bugs. So specifically, mosquitoes, wasps, spiders, all that fun stuff. The reason I came up with this topic was that I was on Reddit the other day and I saw someone that had posted a picture of one of the top brand, I'm sure everyone can think of what brand I'm talking about, of bug repellent products, and they had a backyard tabletop citronella candle. So, excuse me, citronella scented candle. And in the corner of the box in tiny letters, it says, not intended to repel mosquitoes. And wow, what a statement to put on the leading brand of bug repellent, that your product is not intended to repel mosquitoes. So I wanted to take some time and talk about a bunch of different things related to bug repellents and how there might be something safer out there to use on an everyday basis. So, summer bugs, they can obviously do more than just ruin your summer fun. Mosquitoes can transmit West Nile virus, Zika virus, a bunch of other myriad of things. I feel like every year mosquitoes carry some other kind of new virus. You know, it's 2020, so who knows what mosquitoes are going to have this year. Ticks carry Lyme disease, wasps just suck in general. So, a lot of these diseases can be super debilitating. Um, and you obviously want to not have that happen. So, um, Consumer Reports test found that some insect repellents, especially those with the chemical DEET, can help keep bugs away. But its safety experts say that the products may also pose risks. And there's a quote that says, "We think that DEET and other chemical based repellents should be used only if other, safer methods don't work for you." That was said by Urvashi Rangan, the director of Consumer Reports Food Safety and Sustainability Center. So, I mean, it says it right there. If there's nothing safer out there, then use something that has DEET in it. I'm sure most of you have heard the term DEET before, but don't necessarily know what that is. So DEET stands for diethyl metatoluamide. Most people just call it DEET, though. It was first used by the U.S. Army and has been sold to consumers since the 1950s. It can cause allergic skin reactions, particularly at concentrations of 50% and above, or eye irritation. A 2013 analysis of about 4,000 DEET-related calls to poison control centers found that 450 people needed medical treatment after applying DEET, and 2 died. Most cases of seizures, slurred speech, coma, and other serious side effects have occurred in people who ingested DEET or applied it for 3 or more days in a row, or used products with 95% DEET or more. It's unclear whether lower doses pose the same risks, especially if you follow directions. So that's obviously the most important thing, is to follow the directions exactly, including not using it for more than 3 days in a row. So if you're on a camping trip, if you live somewhere, or you're on vacation somewhere where bugs are a problem, use DEET, but use it as sparingly as you possibly can, which is why it's so important to find something that's a little safer, a little more natural. And this doesn't even list the age ranges of people. So, a lot of people say if you want to keep ticks away, that you need to use, you must have a bug spray or bug repellent that has DEET in it. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. There are safer things out there. And so when I found that Reddit post that had that, someone down in the comments had listed and shared a link to a clinical study, which everyone knows, if you've been around the podcast long enough, knows I love clinical studies. found one. It specifically listed out a bunch of different bug repellents, whether it was a wearable, whether it was a spray, whether it was a candle, different styles of bug repellents, and tested them all on a control group of someone who had no repellent, and then using the different products. And it's specifically, and the reason they shared the link was because it says the citronella candle combined with a human subject attracted slightly more mosquitoes than the human bait person alone. However, this difference was not statistically significant. We found no indication that such candles actually repel mosquitoes. So that was what made me go, wow, I need to read this study. And when you go to the study, it actually lists out a ton of different brands and products and their efficacy and what is in them, and it was just eye-opening. So all the top brands, I'm sure there's probably two big brands that everyone probably thinks of, and these are all kinds of different wearable bracelets and candles, and some of them had 40%, some of them had 60%. One of them actually had 98% DEET in it, which will make birds fall out of the sky. That is so much DEET. It's, yeah, that's so much, guys. But so that is, you know, just something to go through. I will leave a link if you want to look at what brands and what specific products those were. I try not to say different brand names, just for my own, not getting sued by people. But the clinical study, you can read it for yourself. But one of the things that I found most interesting and why I felt like I had to talk about this was that one of the products was an herbal brand that was almost entirely essential oils. There was some water and citric acid and some other preservatives, I think, that were in it, but the active ingredients were all essential oils. Soybean oil, which I assume is more like a carrier oil, and then citronella oil, peppermint oil, cedarwood oil, lemongrass oil, and geranium oil. Guys, those are the powerhouse oils when it comes to bug repellent. I would actually, if it were me, I would actually also add tea tree oil in there, which is really great for lice and chiggers and things like that. But geranium oil is actually good at keeping wasps away. We actually planted geraniums in our backyard because we have a paper wasp issue in our backyard. So we planted geraniums, and even just planting geraniums has helped lower the amount of wasps and yellow jackets that we see in our own backyard. Lemongrass is also a huge one for keeping bugs away. There's actually some lawn sprays now that you can get. It's like the bottle that like hooks onto the end of your hose that you spray your lawn. That is mainly lemongrass. That is sprayed on your lawn to keep bugs out of your lawn. So there are big name companies that are using these oils. So they obviously work. You can't say that they don't work. Cedarwood oil is great. Peppermint oil is actually really good at keeping ants and spiders away. So that's really big. We actually, if we ever see a single ant, we spray all our countertops down and stuff with peppermint oil to keep ants away. And then citronella oil is obviously good at keeping ticks and mosquitoes away. This is a huge, you can do this at home. You can make your own bug spray. And the thing that was interesting is that this herbal bug spray, you're probably going, well, how did it do? The study showed that this herbal bug spray that was mainly all essential oils did just as well as the bug sprays with 40% DEET in it. Just as good, 40% DEET. And it's way safer. I have no problem spraying this on me, my wife, my kids, and not being worried about like, oh my gosh, did they get it in their mouth or something like that. If it's 100% pure oils, not the stuff that you get off the shelf at Walmart. Obviously, I've talked about that in every other podcast. Be sure about what oils and what company you're buying your oils from. If it's just a diffuser fragrance oil that you find for $5 at Walmart, it's probably not going to be effective. I'm just going to let you know. But just again, so soybean oil or any other kind of carrier oil. You could put this in a roller, and just roll it on, or you can put it in a spray and dilute it with water and spray that. Um, so soybean oil, citronella, peppermint, cedar wood, lemongrass, geranium, and I would also add tea tree, and that is a absolute powerhouse of essential oils. So that is my suggestion, and the Consumer Reports director suggests not to use DEET unless you are absolutely in an area that just if you're in the jungle or something, you might want to use DEET for a day or two. But again, you can't use it for more than 3 days or you're gonna get sick. So that's my suggestion. You know, hopefully that makes your summer. You can add those to your diffuser. Put your diffuser outside and diffuse outside around. If you're sitting at a picnic table or something, we take our diffuser outside and we put it, in the middle of our little picnic table that we have on our back porch, and we'll diffuse outside, and that'll keep bugs away if you don't want to spray it on. So that's our suggestion. Hopefully that makes your summer a little more fun, and we will see you guys next time.